Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
Want to show people how Ravaged Star works?
Yes, I do, Matt. Let's do it.
We're going to make a quick video right here, giving you a little demo of how Ravaged Star, the game, currently plays. Now, big caveat, we are in early alpha, but already I feel pretty confident showing you some stuff because we've had a lot of feedback and a lot of help from you, the community.
Thank you.
And if you want to help with the playtesting and the direction, go to MiniWarGaming.com/playtest. And that'll get you to our Discord server where we communicate all of this. Quick note, the rules will be available for free, all the cards for the units as well. You can buy them in the like the physical versions in the actual campaign, but the rules will be available for free. So we've got some practice components. Pretty much every component we have here is not the official final. We've got 3D printed miniatures, which means they break easy. So if you see a broken weapon or two, that is not how the PVC works.
Correct.
As you may have noticed in our previous video, how durable are Ravaged Star miniatures, right? If you ran these over with the truck, they would shatter to a million pieces.
Yes.
We also have these nice cards printed on photo paper.
Yeah, maybe Walmart?
From Walmart, Kodak,
Yeah.
a little sponsorship here from Kodak, sent us a few bucks. You're welcome. And it's already worn off, so we're showing that the paper is not that great, so sorry, Kodak.
Oh, look.
It actually wears off
yeah.
your finger.
Okay.
But they still give us the idea, and maybe we'll have Michael pop in some right here. Look at that. Boom! Editing. Boom! Here's another one. And just for the fun, boom! There's another one. Sorry, Michael, to make you do all that work. We've also got these 3D printed tokens that James from the MiniWarGaming Forge whipped up for us.
Oh, he's a Forge fiend, is he?
He is a Forge fiend.
Excellent.
Absolutely. And so we're going to use those. These are not the actual tokens. We had some people say, but you can tell what they are by putting your fingers over them. It's like, that is true. But the ones in the end are going to be smooth. They're going to be board game tokens, like the punch out kind of stuff. So, and we got some D10s that we just bought from ChessX. And we got a dice tray that we have right here.
Hey, this one's ours, though, but we don't sell them.
We don't. That's what John actually made that, the store owner upstairs.
That's true, yeah.
But we don't want to get sidetracked here. Dave is going to be the Vanna White. I will be your host, Matthew Sajak. Or, I don't know, what's his last name?
Pat Sajak.
Yeah, I got it right. Matt Sajak.
Matt Sajak, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to demonstrate a little bit about how the game works. Now, like I said, early alpha, you want to help, then MiniWarGaming.com/playtest. But we thought that, before the campaign finishes in just a few days, that we'd give you a taste of it. So essentially, here's how it goes. It's pretty straightforward. There are 4 different types of units. There are support, such as the Scout Mechs, or this big old Mastodon. There are core units, such as the Amari Infantry, or the Gorkog Flesh Seekers. There are elites, such as the Shield Wardens, or the Plasma Spitters. And there are commanders, such as Colonel Trax himself, or Null the Horde Master. You like how I know all the names now?
Love it.
That's what happens when you write the rules for them. You're kind of forced to learn them. Mm-hmm. So we've got a token for each type. So we're going to be using different colors for each army.
Commander,
so commander, core.
We got elite,
support. And then we have a special token called a boost token. And that is basically a wild card. But also, when you look at it, for example, watch Michael go boom with the Gorkog Flesh Seeker card on the thing, and now watch him highlight the bottom, boom! There's a boost thing right here that whenever you activate this unit with a boost token, you can choose either to call reinforcements, and before they take actions, they can return up to 4 slain models, or they gain Swift, which just, as you may have guessed, lets them move faster. I know, complicated, but we're trying our best here to keep it simple.
Yeah. It's so complex, right? It's Swift, you go fast. Oh, okay, I never would have guessed.
You got it. Yeah. So Dave is going to take those 10 tokens and throw them in the bag, in our handy dice bag. And what happens, that is the initiative phase right now. We just finished the initiative phase.
What are these for?
Those are just for when things get shaken.
Oh, gotcha.
We're going to use those for when things fail their leadership test. So then Dave will reach his hand in, he'll pull out a token, and he gets an orange, which is Gorkog, core. So don't worry that you don't know this is core, because there'll be different tokens anyways. And so when he gets a core, he has to choose one of his core units, and he has to activate it. Now, there's only one core unit here. In a typical game, you'll have more than one, so you get to choose between them, as long as they haven't already activated. And he's got 2 actions he can do with any unit that activates that is not shaken. There's 2 single or 1 double. What do you want to do here, Dave? You want to show off a charge?
Yes.
Okay, so a charge is basically a move and a half. So these guys move 6, as you can see. Now, before you do this, let's actually show them how the leader thing works.
Yes.
So if you look on the card here, bam! You can see that they have a movement of 6 inches. Now, when you run or charge, you do a move and a half. So in their case, it'll be 9 inches. Now, when you do a movement is really, really straightforward. You only move the unit leader. You measure the unit leader. So in the case of the MRA infantry, you got this guy. And if you're not sure which one's leader, you mark it beforehand, and that way you know which one. And that guy moves, and everybody else is just placed in coherency. Now, the Gorkogs, several of their units have a rule called leaderless, where you just pick any model whenever you do something and say, hey, he's my leader. So we're going to move a move and a half, so 9 inches.
Yes.
He's going to try to get within an inch. Okay. And if he does, boom, he made it. Now he just picks up, he puts the measuring tape down, puts the rest of them within 3 inches of the first guy. In the case of a charge, he also has to try to get in base contact with an enemy if he can. Otherwise, just put them as close as possible, but keeping coherency, which is 3 inches of the leader and 1 inch of another model. Nice and easy, nice and fast. Now, in the case of a charge action, you also get a free close combat action after that. So that's an extra thing right there. So bringing the card back on the screen, you see the Flesh Seekers have a melee weapon called Claws and Teeth. Very inventive, I know. Has a range of M, which is melee. That's how you know it's a melee attack. They have 1 attack each with an accuracy of 6+, no armor penetration, and 1 damage each. Now, coming back here, which of these Gorkog Flesh Seekers are allowed to fight? The answer is always all of them. I don't care how it ended up, they all get to fight. No 2 inches, no 1 inch, 1 inch. Not that those rules are bad, but they just aren't in this game. So Dave is going to collect 12 dice, because there are 12 Gork dogs, 12 Flesh Seekers. They each have 1 attack. He needs 6s because the accuracy is a 6+. Now, before he's going to take away all the ones that are not 6+. Look at that. Look at him go. He's figuring it out. It's 2 5 still. And then we're also going to look back on the card because the Claws and Teeth have a special rule called reaping 8+, 2. What that means is every hit that was an 8+, and you got 2 of them, scores an additional, well, it counts as 2 hits instead of 1. Because reaping 8+2 means 2 hits. If it was reaping 8+3, it would be 3 hits. Now, there's 7 hits in total. That's it. That's all Dave had to do. Now, the poor Amari player, which is going to be me, I'll take those. We're going to grab the Amari card and stick it on the screen. Bam! And shows that the Amari have a defense of 6+, as you can see in the top right here. There is no AP to the Claws and Teeth, so we do not modify the defense. Coming back here, that means I have 7 rut dice, and I need 6s. How bad did I do, Dave? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pretend it was 6, because, no, actually 5's enough, because this is a unit of 9.
Yeah.
So, 5 of them died. They're 1 wound each, as you can see on the card. So 5 die. Any of them can die, except for the unit leader. The unit leader's always last to die. The rest of them are basically wound tokens, but that's not totally true. Let's treat them like real people. So after that, we then have to resolve if there was any leadership checks to be made. In this case, yes, because this is the first time the Amari infantry were brought below half strength. They started with 9 models, so the first time they're brought down to 4 or less, they have to do a leadership check. Looking back on their card, bam, you can see they have a leadership of 6+. Dave, do it for me, please. Oh, Dave, you screwed it up.
Oh.
You screwed it up.
No, I did it right. We showed the mechanic.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I feel like I still want to beat you when we're doing a demo game.
It's a demo game.
I feel very upset. Okay, so we're just going to use this token to show that they're shaken. What does shaken mean? Well, it means when they're activated, they can only take 1 action instead of 2. They also can't hold objectives, and if they had abilities that are considered auras, like fear or inspiring, things that affect other units nearby, then those abilities would no longer work.
No longer work.
They no longer work.
No.
This is awesome. Okay, and so, but the thing is, when they activate, they do get to take a leadership check to see if they can get rid of it. But
that's when they activate.
When they activate. So Dave's going to pull another token, and this time he
Boost!
gets a boost.
Amari boost.
So it's Amari boost, which means I can activate any unit that has not yet gone, which is all of these. We're going to do something fun because I just want to show off some fun mechanics. We are going to
Scout.
I think we're going to put in the Scouts.
Shoot in the combat.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to activate the Scout. So let's take a look at the Scout card here, Michael. Bam! There's the Scout card. So the Scout card, they have 2 boosts. One of them is Multi-Fire 2. What Multi-Fire 2 lets me do is fire 2 weapons instead of the normal requirement of 1. They could also do a free move and target lock, which we won't talk about here, but you kind of get the idea of a free move. So we're going to stand right here. We got 2 actions. Our first action is going to be to aim. We might rename this to focus, just because it also works in close combat. Either way, it gives them an increase to their accuracy of 1. One thing I want to point out, dice are never modified. If we ever say -1 or +1, we're modifying accuracy, not the dice. Also, dice are never re-rolled.
No rerolls.
Yeah, we just want the game to be quick. Re-rolls slow the game down. I'm not saying re-rolls are bad in every game. I'm just saying they're not for Ravaged Star.
It's set in stone, I mean. Rock and stone is the dwarves.
Yeah, it's the dwarves. So in this case, what they're going to do is they're going to aim. So when we look at both their weapons, both their Gatling guns and their rocket pods, you see they both have an accuracy of 5+. So now the accuracy will be a 4+. However, they're going to do something a little stupid. They're going to fire at these Gorkog Flesh Seekers who are in combat. So that does 2 bad things for them. First off, it decreases the accuracy by 2. So that 4+ becomes a 6+. Second thing is if they roll any critical failures, which are 1s, they'll hit their own guys. That's right, you can shoot into combat and hit your own guys. How much fun is that? So let's do these one at a time. We'll start with the Gatling guns. So the Gatling guns have 4 attacks each. That would be 8 normally, but they have a rule called point blank 2. Which means if they are in range of their weapons, 8 inches in this case, they get an extra 2 shots each. Now you might think, well, wait, how would they not be in range and still fire? Well, if you fire beyond your range, you can actually fire up to 3 times your range, but we call those short, medium, and long. At short, there's no penalty. At medium, you suffer a single penalty to your accuracy, and at long, it's basically worsen your accuracy by 3. So you can take long shots, but they're a little harder. So Dave is going to pick up the 12 dice from the Gatling guns. And we need, what do we need here, Dave?
4s because
But then we're -2 because of close combat, so we need 6s. So before he rolls these, we're going to watch out for 1s, but they also have reaping 7+. So any 7s will do 2 hits instead of 1. So this should do a lot of damage. How many 1s did we get?
Oh, we got 1, 2,
3.
3 ones.
3 1s. So set those aside, we'll resolve them after. Then we're going to take away all the misses, so the 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Then we're going to look for any reaping, which is 7+. So that's all 4 of them. So we're going to put 4 hits back there. So once again, I'll pick these up. I'll represent the Flesh Seekers this time, just so I'm not showing any bias. They have a defense of 7+. There is no AP on the Gatling guns, which means just roll 7+. And we lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gork dogs.
Ooh.
Dave will control this. Now, because they don't have a leader, he decides right now which one's the leader and does not remove that one.
That one.
So anytime a leader of this unit is selected to interact in any way that requires you to know who the unit leader is, well, you just select which one it is for that interaction. But it can change every single time. Now, was that enough to do a leadership check? No, they are not below half strength. So they are perfectly fine. But we've got 3 more to resolve because those poor Imari infantry got hit 3 times. I'll roll for them too. Actually, I don't remember who rolled for the last one.
Actually, here, it doesn't matter.
You do those ones.
I'll do that.
6+ defense. You just killed 2 of them with your own guys, and we're not even done yet. So 2 of them go down. Next up, we're still going to fire the other weapon because we had multi-fire, so we got the rocket pods. Now, we are going to make it a rule that you just count how many there were in the squad to begin with when we went to declare all our shots, because they have a rule called Blast. What Blast does is it gives them a bonus number of attacks equal to half the number of models in the target unit rounded down. So there were 12, so that's 6 extra shots. So that's 7 shots and 7 shots because they have 1 shot base. Dave is going to grab those 14 dice. Once again, we still need 6s because you're fired into combat. Looking for 1s, but other than that, there's nothing special. Any 1s?
No 1s.
No 1s. So Dave will pick up all those misses because that's all he has to do. So looking for 6s, so 3s, 4s, and 5s are all misses. Those poor little Gork dogs have a defense of 7+. They're probably going to die from this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all have died. So he's also going to pick up that token that was there to activate them. Not the shaken one, yeah, that one. And that is their activation. So you can see how quick-paced and back and forth it is. And when it comes to measuring things, so you're like, okay, wait a second. If you have unit leaders moving and whatever, you're putting your guys wherever you want, how does that work for measuring? Well, if these guys were to fire anywhere else, let's say this was a unit leader, I would measure the distance from this guy to the nearest model of the target unit that I was targeting. I'd also check line of sight just from the unit leader. That way it's nice and quick. The rest of your models are placed kind of wherever. Model placement does still matter because it could put you in range of being charged or shot, and also it matters for cover. But other than that, it's meant to be quick and a fast way to activate your guys. Let's do another activation or 2 there, Dave. Boom. What do we got? Ooh. Boost for the Gorkog.
Let's do Mastodon.
Oh, the Mastodon. We've already shown close combat, though.
Well, we showed shooting as well. We
did.
But we didn't show impact, right? So
that's true. Let's show what a big monster does. Yeah. Now, the Gorkog Mastodon, he's already a big, nasty beast. He likes to go after armor. But, in this case, there might be some poor nearby Gorkog that will die from his stomps. So I think what boost we'll choose, so let's put him up on the screen here. The Gorkog Mastodon, he's got a Swift and Bulldoze is one of his boosts. So normally when you charge, his 6 inches would become 9, but with Swift, you double it instead, so he can charge 12 inches. More importantly though, Bulldoze, we're just gonna shove him a little closer, pretend that he was closer.
Well, let's just go like that, just for demonstration.
And then let's pretend that these guys were in front because he is a huge model, he's a huge model, so he's allowed to pass through other models.
Okay.
And now Bulldoze, so normally he's got a rule called Heavy Impact 3, which is any unit he charges gets hit for 3 automatic hits at damage 2 and AP 2, and then he still gets to do his close combat attacks on top of that. They're automatic hits too, it's just he's smashing right into you. Bulldoze is that any unit he passes through suffers that heavy impact. So huge units can already charge through guys, so he can go up to 12 inches because he's swift. 12 inches, man, you just keep going. So just move the models aside well, they might be able to stay where they are, but I guess you could just move them right here. So any models that he wants to displace, he's allowed to. And so we'll just push them by the nearest distance possible, and then we'll reform them around their unit leader. And any units that he passes through as a huge model automatically have to do a leadership check. These guys are already shaken, so it doesn't matter. The Shield Wardens, let's quickly do theirs. I can tell you, we'll put on the screen, but they do have a 5-up leadership. Just one of them. And they pass. So they don't care. They don't care about that. But his Bulldoze means that he hit them with his heavy impact and them with his heavy impact. So 3 automatic hits on them at AP 2 brings their 6-up defense, as you can see on the card right here, to an 8+. Yeah, they're dead. They got run over by a Macedon. Infantry got run over by a Macedon. And then we'll do these 3. I'll let you roll for the Shield Wardens. They've got a better defense, obviously. Let's see, it's a 5+ on the card, so it becomes a 7+, and they just tanked it.
They tank it.
8, 9, and 10, baby. And just so you know, a 10 always passes. So no matter how bad your life may seem, just roll a 10.
Just crit it.
Just crit it. That'll be a shirt. Just crit it. So now he gets to do his free close combat attack. Looking at his card, he's got massive jaws and tail. 3 attacks, and you might think he only 3 attacks, he's not that great. No, he's designed to kill big things. So they're high damage, high AP. So 3 attacks, they're gonna hit on 4s. Dave fluffs it and only gets 1 hit. They are AP 4, however, which means that the Shield Warden's 5-up defense, as we see here, is now a 9+. Oh! 4 damage means these 2 wounded Shield Wardens lose a guy. And you might think, wait, 4 damage, that would kill 2. Damage does not spill over. And that way things that are meant to be anti-armor are good against armor, and things that are meant to be anti-infantry are good against infantry. So even this big guy can't just wipe out small little squads like this.
Obviously, unless he's bulldozing through them, then they just fly everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. But even then, it's only 3 hits.
Yes.
So if there was a big squad of 9 infantry, then only 3 of them could die.
Yes. Yeah, right, that's max, because it's 3 impact.
Yeah, we're going to have things that are going to be better against infantry, such as these scout mechs, and we're going to have things that are better against armor, such as the Macedon. And that's kind of the gist of the game. There's a lot more to it. Scenarios, obviously, there's going to be balance. There's going to be talking about how you build your armies, but that's all to come.
There's a lot more rules to, like universal special rules. Like for instance, there's, where's the other Gorkog model that is able to burrow underground?
Oh, we don't have that in here.
Redeploy and come up and pop guys everywhere. Like there's fun stuff like that. That's what I like about it. I like how each army has access to the same universal special rules. So if I say to you, my guy has impact, you know what that means. If I say that he has his free action, he gets a boost action, he gets to aim for free or focus for free or whatever it's going to be called. We both know what that means. So it just makes it faster, as opposed to what does that mean? Well, yeah, and constantly doing that each game. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, it's a combination of universal special rules that makes units unique.
Yes, yes, that's right.
So I want to address a couple things that probably some of you are thinking right now. Some people are probably like, wait, it's just a random token pull system? I don't like the randomness of that. I'm going to say 2 things. First off, it's way more fun than you might think. Just being able to react and have fun and do all that kind of stuff. But I get that sometimes you want a tactical experience. So we are going to be working on alternative ways to do activations. But you know who I need to help me with that? It's not Dave, although I'm going to get lots of his help. It's you. That's right, you. Is that ominous?
Yes.
You.
Yes.
I'm coming to your house.
Yes.
No, but seriously, this is a community-driven game. As much as I am going to be the one that gets the final say in everything, I have already mixed in, like, half the game is stuff that was not my idea. It's stuff that you guys came up with. Even Dave actually came up with really good ideas for it too. I mean, even Dave, that sounded so bad. Sorry, Dave. I mean, like, Dave is involved in rules writing. That's what I meant.
That's fine.
Dave can't figure out rules.
It's fine. Honestly, that's actually a really good litmus test. If I can understand a rule set, which, I'm not going to automatically want to go towards rules because that's like brain hurt. When there's a new game, that's the worst part for me. It's learning it. So if I can learn it and I know it and I'm having fun, that's a really good litmus test, Matt. I would say that's a checkmate. Yeah, you did a good job with the rules.
Well, thank you. There's still a lot of work to do with them, and we're still months away from where I have to finalize them. So what I'm going to be doing is, like I said, MiniWarGaming.com/playtest. You can get on our Discord server. You can actually download the rules as I make them. So there are actually already early alpha playtest rules available. As you watch this video, the Amari, the Gorkog, and the main rules. I'm working on the Veil Touch. Soon.
How soon?
People keep asking. I was going to do it this week, but then I got too busy,
What are you busy doing, man?
Making a million videos and trying to launch our entire game line. It's kind of busy, Dave. But I'm hoping next week I can do it before I head off to the Grand Narrative, because I want to get the Veil Touch rules out for people to start working on, because it's important for me to do that. We'll work on points values and Force Org later on as well. The first thing is just ironing out basic rules. So that'll come soon. And then I've got a million ideas that I want to play test, and I want to use, and I got ideas that you guys have given me that I want to play test. And so we're going to be doing regular play test battle reports for months to come, so that you guys can have that feedback. So please help out.
Can you guys do me a favor? This is a personal favor, okay? Because Matt has this thing where if he has like a thing in an inbox and it's unread, he has to check it out. He's got to read it. He's going to go nuts. So just like flood the Discord with like your stuff. So he has to read it.
I have been reading it all.
Yeah, and make one of those things, when are the Veil Touch coming out? So just say that too, and then like he has to do it, so you just can't help it. It's compulsive. Like he's like, oh, there's a message.
I have half of them written. I do. I really do. So I just got to get the other half done.
Do you have Yashara?
No, because we just got that model painted.
That's fair.
It was going to be in a game that we weren't able to film, so we'll do that soon.
Do you have Tyrek on Breacher?
No, that one is cool, and I really want to get to it.
Yes.
I'm working down the line of like what's in the different boxes and everything. And so I have like a lot of the characters on foot. I got a lot of the core done, a bunch of the elite done. There's a lot for the Veil Touch. They're the biggest of the lines because they have first campaign and the second campaign. So we'll get there though. And then I'll need your guys' help playtesting and balancing eventually. First playtest is always like, are they fun? Do the rules work? And then the second, of course, is balancing so we get things right. And you'll notice on the card, Michael, card, here we are, thank you. There's no points values listed on the card. That's important because when you get these cards, we don't want them to be out of date before they even come into your hands.
Yes.
So correct. We will have points available. And by the way, I should have said this at the beginning. So you know what? Watch this. Michael, put this somewhere near the beginning. Figure it out. Thank you.
Figure it out. Love you, Michael.
Quick note, the rules will be available for free. All the cards for the units as well. You can buy them in the like the physical versions in the actual campaign, but the rules will be available for free. So back to the show. Also leave that where it was there, Michael, including these two hands. Don't actually edit up these hands because I want to see the people. I want the people to see the brilliance that is our video editing process. So leave the hands.
The amount of time it took you to leave the hands, this was assembled. So this is assembly in Ravaged Star.
Obviously, that's huge. It's a support. It's going to be good in close combat, and it's going to have some sort of massive anti-armor gun on its back.
Otherwise, it's pre-assembled. The minis come pre-assembled. Unless it's something big like this, then it'll be push fit. So that is what constitutes assembly in this game.
Yeah, nice and quick.
That's feedback. You guys wanted
nice and quick, like the rules.
Like the rules.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Start playing. Right? Fast.
So, if you have questions, feel free to leave a comment below, of course. But the best place to do it is go to MiniWarGaming.com/playtest, get on our server. And if you really want to see this all to be a success, and you haven't yet done so, consider backing the campaign. Because obviously we use that money to generate all the things that we are doing.
More. We just want to
miniatures,
do more. More factions.
Yeah.
More. That's what it all is going to go towards. And retail. Retail is the ultimate goal.
And other games.
And other games. Retail in local communities. So we want to be able to say, go to your local gaming store, your local hobby store, to pick up the game. That's the ultimate eventual goal. And the better we do in this campaign, the faster we get there.
100%. 100p. Hundo P.
Hundo P, is it?
Well, I got nothing else to say, Dave. Not that I haven't been rambling long enough.
You're rambling so much, man.
Yes.
I had to do this as you were rambling, so I just wanted to show
just to quickly put it together.
Some sort of a progression.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, there's a million things you need feedback for, so feel free to go to miniwargaming.com/playtest. Also, I'll put links in the description below. You can check out everything. Thanks so much for my lovely assistant.
Well,
He's worked out for this very position. We were starting to wonder if, had to let him go because he was letting himself go. Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying, Matt.
Well, I'm going to keep the camera pointing this way.
You might have to clarify.
No, I am not going to point the camera anywhere else except this way.
Uh-huh. You're not going to go this way?
Nope, because I don't want to be revealed for a hypocrite.
The second you put that camera down, I'm going to point it back at you. You better run away.
I'm going to leave now. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Happy wargaming.